Ladies, turning 50 doesn't mean your style days are over. In fact, it's the perfect time to shine brighter than ever. But let's be honest, so many of us are still holding on to the same haircut we've worn since the late 80s or early 90s. Maybe it felt timeless back then, but today, it can quietly add years instead of subtracting them. The good news is, you don't need a drastic makeover to look and feel fresh again. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 hairstyles that may no longer be doing you any favors. And more importantly, I'll show you modern, flattering alternatives that are chic, easy to manage, and instantly brighten your face. Think cuts that lift your features, bring back softness, and make you look polished without hours of styling. So if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, something about this just feels dated, stay with me until the end. You might just discover the haircut that makes you look and feel 10 years younger without even trying. 1. Helmet hair. Helmet hair is that rigid, overly set style many women wore in Sunday church photos or family portraits from decades past. It was designed for control, not beauty. The problem is that this heavy, unmoving shape hides softness, adds weight to the face, and often makes a woman look older than she feels. According to an AARP survey in 2022, nearly 47% of women over 60 in the U.S. have kept the same hairstyle for more than 15 years, many of them still holding onto helmet hair as if it were a safety net. I once worked with Linda, a 62-year-old client from Texas, who told me she needed her set style to avoid looking messy. We tried a soft, layered bob instead, chin length, light, and with bounce. The following week she came back laughing, saying her entire yoga group thought she had flown to New York for a celebrity stylist. The change wasn't just her hair, it was her energy. If you've been wondering whether your own hairstyle has stayed the same for too long, that's already a sign. Hair should frame the face like fabric that breathes, not sit like a helmet that locks you in place. The solution is simple: try a layered bob with movement. Keep the length around the chin or slightly longer, feather the ends for lift, and allow light to hit the face. You can still maintain volume, but let it move. Skip the heavy hairspray and use a round brush, a blow dryer, and a lightweight styling cream. The result is polished, natural, and far more youthful. Ask yourself, are you ready to trade the helmet for hair that moves with you, reflects who you are today, and brightens your face in every light? Next, let's look at the opposite extreme: hair that's cut too short for convenience, but often leaves the face harsher than intended. 2. Ultra-short boy cut. The ultra-short boy cut is often chosen for its convenience. Easy to wash, no styling tools required, always ready to go. Yet for women over 50, this extreme shortcut can be unforgiving. By exposing every facial line, jaw angle, and the natural changes in skin texture, it frequently creates a harsher, less approachable look. What once felt liberating can gradually make you appear older and more severe than you truly are. A 2023 Good Housekeeping survey found that 63% of women over 55 selected an ultra-short cut purely for low maintenance. More than half later admitted that the style undermined their confidence in social settings, from family gatherings to professional events. The lesson is clear. Easy doesn't always mean flattering. The solution is not to abandon short hair altogether, but to refine it. A soft pixie with side-swept fringe preserves manageability while introducing movement and dimension. By adding light layering and asymmetry, the style frames the face more gently, softens hard edges, and directs attention toward the eyes. The result is both practical and elegant. Consider Jamie Lee Curtis. Her pixie has long been admired. Now imagine that shape with a touch more softness. Longer fringe brushed to the side, subtle texture that catches the light. It transforms the cut from severe to chic, from purely functional to timelessly feminine. I once worked with a client in Florida who had worn a boy cut for 2 decades. She believed her fine hair left her no other choice. After transitioning to a layered pixie with a delicate side fringe, she returned weeks later saying, "My daughter says I look more approachable, and my husband told me I look like I've fallen in love again." This illustrates the power of small adjustments. Softness can restore vitality in ways no rigid cut can. Ask yourself, have you chosen a haircut solely for convenience, only to realize it doesn't reflect the warmth and vibrancy you feel inside? What matters more at this stage? Saving a few minutes each morning or embracing a style that amplifies your confidence in every room you walk into? When rethinking your look, the goal is balance. You don't need to grow your hair long, but you also don't need to sacrifice femininity for efficiency. The right cut exists in between, where practicality meets grace. And with this in mind, let's turn to another common mistake: the overly long, unshaped hairstyle that, while intended to appear youthful, can often weigh you down instead. 3. Long, lifeless hair. For many women, keeping long hair feels like holding on to a part of themselves, sometimes even a part of their youth. I often meet clients who say, "I've had my hair this way since my daughter was in high school," and for them, cutting it feels like letting go of an identity. But here's the hard truth. When hair becomes thin, straight, and drags past the shoulders, it doesn't frame the face, it pulls it down. Instead of offering vitality, it can accentuate sagging around the jawline, hollow out the cheeks, and make your entire look appear tired. Studies back this up. According to a 2022 survey by AARP, 58% of women over 60 admitted they held on to their long hair because it felt feminine, but nearly 70% also said they noticed it made them look older in photos. The irony is striking. The very thing we believe keeps us youthful can actually do the opposite. So what's the solution? A modern long bob, cut right at the collarbone with subtle layers and soft waves. This style lightens the overall appearance, creates movement, and restores shape around the face. By lifting the ends just slightly, the cut counteracts the downward pull and draws attention back up to the eyes and cheekbones. The effect is subtle yet transformative. Take Jane Fonda as an example. She once wore long, heavy hair that flattened her features. But when she transitioned to a lob with soft waves, the change was immediate. Suddenly, she appeared dynamic, energetic, and unmistakably modern. This isn't about cutting years off your age, it's about aligning your outer style with the vibrancy you still feel inside. Let me share a personal story. A client of mine in California, 67 years old, came in clinging to the same straight, waist-length hair she'd worn since her college days. She confessed, "I feel invisible at social events, like no one sees me anymore." After we shaped her hair into a textured collarbone-length lob and added gentle waves, she emailed me later saying, "I haven't had this many compliments in decades. Even my grandson said, 'Grandma, you look cool.'" That moment of recognition from family gave her the confidence she hadn't realized she was missing. So I'll ask you, are you keeping your hair long out of habit or because it truly reflects the woman you are today? Does your hairstyle highlight your natural radiance, or is it quietly weighing you down? Sometimes the bravest choice is not holding on, but letting go of what no longer serves you. And if you're wondering what comes next after rethinking your length, let's explore another common misstep: the blunt, heavy bangs that promise to hide flaws but often end up creating new ones. 4. Blunt bangs. Blunt bangs might look like a clever shortcut, hide the forehead lines, and instantly appear younger. But the reality is far less forgiving. A heavy, straight fringe cuts the face in two, hardening your features and often exaggerating the very things you want to soften. Instead of highlighting your eyes, it can make them appear smaller, and instead of giving you youth, it can create a dated, almost helmet-like effect. Think about it. Have you ever seen a picture of yourself with blunt bangs and felt like your face looked closed off? Many women tell me they feel hidden behind them, like they're peering out from under a curtain. The forehead may look smoother, but the trade-off is a harsher, boxier frame that doesn't match the softness most women want after 50. The good news? Softer alternatives exist. Curtain bangs open gently at the center, drawing attention outward to your cheekbones and lifting the overall face. Wispy bangs add lightness and texture, giving a youthful, breezy effect without looking forced. Helen Mirren is a perfect example. She's experimented with different fringe styles, but her wispy, side-swept bangs showcase her eyes and cheekbones beautifully, proving that softness always wins over severity. Here's a number that might surprise you. A 2023 survey from AARP found that nearly 7 out of 10 women who swapped blunt bangs for softer options reported looking more vibrant and less tired. Even more telling, over half said friends assumed they had a new energy or even a subtle facelift, when really it was just a smarter fringe. So let me ask you, if you're wearing blunt bangs right now, do they really make you feel lighter and more confident? Or do you sometimes feel like they weigh you down? Would you be open to trying something softer, even just once, to see how much it changes your look? From my own chair, I'll never forget a 58-year-old client from Chicago who clung to her blunt bangs for years because she believed they hid her wrinkles. When we shifted her to a wispy, side-swept fringe, her husband told her she looked 10 years younger overnight. And she admitted she finally saw her own eyes again instead of just her bangs. Hair should never feel like a mask. It should frame you, not hide you. That's the danger of blunt bangs. They build a wall where you need openness. And if you've ever felt like your hair was making you invisible, that's the moment to step into a softer, more flattering choice. As we move forward, notice how this same principle applies to other styles too. Any haircut that feels like a barrier, whether it's heavy bangs or a rigid overall shape, tends to age you rather than refresh you. Next, let's look at another common pitfall. Severe, one-length cuts that weigh down instead of lifting up. 5. Overly styled stiff hair. Overly styled stiff hair is like pressing pause on your style and leaving it there for decades. You've seen it, the crunchy curls sprayed so hard they could survive a hurricane, or the immovable bouffant that looks the same in every photo year after year. At first glance it says polished, but take a closer look and it screams dated. Instead of radiating confidence, stiff hair makes you appear stuck in a time capsule. Let me ask you something. When was the last time your hair actually moved? When was the last time it felt soft enough for someone to run their fingers through without hitting a wall of hairspray? If you can't remember, it might be time for a change. In fact, Allure reported that nearly 2/3 of women over 55 regretted relying on heavy spray because it instantly aged their look. The truth is, movement equals youth. Modern beauty isn't about sculpting your hair into submission. It's about letting it flow. Think of a loose blowout with a round brush, or soft waves that catch the light when you turn your head. Even an air-dried style with the right texturizing spray feels fresher than hair that refuses to budge. I'll never forget one of my clients in California. She had worn tight, sprayed curls for so long that her family barely noticed her hair anymore. After we switched to soft, touchable waves, her daughter looked at her and said, "Mom, you look like you're about to go on a date." That reaction said it all. Her hair finally matched her vibrant spirit. Science backs this up too. A 2019 study in the Journal of Cosmetic Science showed that styles with shine and natural movement made women appear up to 7 years younger compared to stiff, set curls. Why? Because soft hair reflects light and softens features, while stiff hair casts shadows that highlight every line. And here's the bigger truth: when your hair moves, so do you. People stop noticing your hairstyle as a style and start noticing your energy, your confidence, you. Isn't that the point? To walk into a room and have people think, she looks amazing, not her hairspray is amazing. So if you're still reaching for that heavy can every morning, maybe it's time to ask yourself, what would happen if you let your hair breathe again? Chances are you'd not only look younger, but you'd feel freer. And that's the kind of beauty that never goes out of style. After 50, your hair isn't just about covering up or hiding lines. It's a reflection of your lifestyle, your confidence, and the energy you carry every day. Remember this: you don't need to look 30. You just need to look like the very best version of you today. Choosing the right haircut is not about holding on to the past. It's about refreshing yourself, embracing who you are now, and showing the world that elegance truly has no age limit. Now I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which haircut have you been holding onto for years, and are you ready to try something new? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Stay confident, stay radiant.